testimonial. Like literally, this is a testimonial. So I'm
That's
gonna share all the
amazing.
sauce. But yeah.
I cannot believe that you, one, are only 20. And for everyone who doesn't know that, Cersei is, if she hasn't said it yet, is only 20, which is absolutely outstanding. You know, the level of success she's achieved at this point from just using AI. And, you know, the important thing to take away from what she just said is, you know, and kind of highlight, she had $200 in her bank account, guys. You know, how many of you in the chat can relate to that? I know I've been able to relate to that before. I have been in positions where, you know, I made really great money, you know, was very comfortable. I, you know, considered myself in, you know, more of the wealthy category when I had my agency, making, you know, a little bit just shy of $1 million a year. And that, you know, was very something I really enjoyed. But I can also relate to making less than $30,000 a year and not having a job at all and having $200 in my bank account. And I, you know, kind of found the same that Cersei did, where if you use AI properly and you take the time to learn it and follow our guidance, you will absolutely be able to upskill and up level. So let's talk a little bit about goals for today and the next 4 weeks and what we're going to cover. So first off, like we've been talking about this whole time, and the title of this workshop is Making Weekend Money with AI. So I want you, and we want you to get to the point where you are making $2,000 to $4,000 a month every single weekend. Drop a 2 in the chat or a $ in the chat if you would find it valuable to make upwards of $2,000 to $4,000 a month or a weekend, sorry, or even a month. Drop the $ in the chat if that would be, you know, game changing for you.
We see it
Yeah,
coming.
it's blowing
Here
up.
we
I
are.
mean,
It's
tons
blowing
of
up.
people, right? Like it's lighting up.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's true even for me. Like, you know, now I'm comfortable. I'm, you know, making, you know, great money with Legion Code and Osprey and things like that, and all of my little side projects. But $2,000 to $4,000 a month is huge. Like that's a vacation. You know, or even $2,000 a week is huge. That's a cruise every month. Like, what would you do, Cersei, if you could just go on vacation for like a week, a month? You know,
Oh, yeah. Just
it'd
have
be
like.
epic,
But
right?
the thing is, even if you are on vacation for like the month straight, you have your laptop, so you can still be printing money while on vacation. That's what I love about my work. It's
Boom.
just I print money in vacation.
Absolutely. That is the best way to phrase it. Is it's like having work and vacation at the same time.
Yep.
Like it's perfect. It's like a workcation or something. You know, I don't know how
Yeah,
you
workation.
so who here has ever vibe coded something before or built something with AI? Who hasn't used ChatGPT? Drop in the chat what your kind of experience level is with AI, and let's take a quick temperature to see what
One,
that looks like.
if you drop a 1 if you have not experienced like vibe coding or like just like ChatGPT. 2 if you have some sort of experience with AI, and 3 if you're more in the advanced side where you've got vibe coded stuff.
Okay.
See 2. Okay, 2. We see lots of 2s.
Cool. We got pretty
Ooh.
decent. Yeah, pretty decent crowd. Awesome.
Ooh, okay.
Awesome. We got someone who's used Lovable before. We got a beginner,
A minus,
2.5.
yeah.
I like Francisco because he's always like, we give him instructions and he's like, I'm gonna not follow the instructions ever. 1.5, right? Kim not following instructions. We got another one. We got Chris Foreman. So fun story, guys. Chris Foreman actually is my old senior quality lead from my engineering days at
Ooh.
Simco Electronics. Yeah, he is a great friend of mine. Totally awesome dude. Great mentor, great friend. So shout out to Chris. I just wanted to say hi to you, buddy. Chris decided when he was working with the engineering firm, and we were, you know, we weren't really doing a lot of software development. We were doing more like actual like component repair electronics and things like that. That he wanted to kind of pivot into software development. So he went back to school and completed his degree, and then went and got a job building software. So super, super awesome. So he is actually a
That's
legitimate
sick.
developer. Like he's a real developer. He's not like a vibe coder.
Yeah. Not a
All
con
right, so
artist.
we got some people that have used Lovable. So let's go ahead and get the actual workshop part kicked off. So this is going to be a total of an hour and a half. We're at about 20 minutes in. So we have an hour and 10 minutes left. And what we are going to do first is get people set up on Lovable. So today's coverage is going to be an introduction to the Lovable platform. And then from the introduction to the Lovable platform, we are going to go through getting that set up, what kind of things you can expect from Lovable, and then what to build with the Lovable platform. So,
Mhm.
Cersei, tell me a little bit about while I get this pulled up on my computer, tell me a little bit about what does a business need typically for a lead magnet? What is a lead magnet? We're going to use that phrase a lot. Like, what does a lead magnet do?
So a lead magnet is, yeah, something that you pull your ideal customers or people who are interested in your business. So for
Okay.
example, I see a website and I see it. I want to see their offer, like see whatever they have, but like there's not much in there, right? As a business, what you want to do is
Yep.
always get their information for marketing, information to see what, you know, put it in your database so that you know that this customer like this, so that you can improve as a business owner, you can improve the service that you're giving them, you can improve your offer, you can improve your services, you can improve the operations better to serve your customer. And that's essentially what a lead magnet is basically hooking your person to be satisfied along a long run with your business. So it's really important for businesses to capture a person's information who are opted in or who are interested in their business. So that's the best, like every business needs that
Yeah.
data,
Yeah. I
every
love that
single one.
explanation. I absolutely love that explanation. Um, that is really true. So Cersei hit the nail on the head when it comes to what is a lead magnet. It is something that captures the information and captures the attention, more importantly, than a traditional funnel. So we've had some people ask, is a lead magnet the same thing as a funnel? Are we going to be building funnels today? And the answer is yes and no. We are not going to be building a traditional funnel. We are going to be building lead magnets. Now, lead magnets are specific to capturing information and not necessarily selling. And I think that's a pretty important distinction between what a funnel and lead magnet is funnels are typically designed for sales, whereas lead magnets give the business an opportunity to kind of at a lower, maybe stigma of oh, you're selling me, to disarm that visitor and capture that lead magnet. Now, why is this important? Why do you give a shit about lead magnets? And is probably what everyone's kind of thinking in the chat. And the reason you care is because lead magnets are an incredibly valuable asset to businesses. Leads drive sales. You cannot sell. It's a fact. You cannot sell business without first having a lead. So what you need, more leads in the top, sales come out the bottom. Okay. And so that lead magnet is something that businesses pay for, because every business, no matter how you slice it, is going to pay for a lead. Right. And I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves in terms of explanations and things like that for marketing and sales, but just know that when we talk about lead magnets and when we talk about businesses that you're going to sell to, a lead magnet is what you would do to engage, what you would go and engage with for a business that would cause them to reach out to you to ask you if you're interested in purchasing, or to express to the business you're interested in purchasing. Now, Cersei, what's the difference between let's say a lead magnet and a traditional sales funnel from a technical standpoint? Do you, on a lead magnet, want to put some estimators? Is it a gimmick thing? What would you put typically on a lead magnet?
Yeah, for a lead magnet, usually I would put estimators in because a lot of people want, like, for example, if let's say I'm looking for some home services needs, right? But,
Hmm.
or let's say, best example is cleaning. If I want
True.
someone to come in my apartment and I want to know the estimates of it, but without signing in and opting in my like, because like when you give your information to initially to these businesses, you
Yep.
already know like, oh yeah, they're just going to market me. But if you're providing value first uphand in exchange for their information, they're more likely to give it to you. So for example, a cleaning company, right? I'm looking for
Right.
cleaning companies, but I don't know how much unless like some cleaning company give me your information first, then I'll quote you, or I'll quote you here and I'll give you the results once you give me your email, right? So which one are you gonna go more? Like
Oh.
you want the value up front already, right? So like I always fall for lead magnetics. I love it. I really love it. So best estimator is like give me the code. I don't care about my information. Give it to you. So that's just that like that's for me is the perfect example of a lead magnet, some sort of estimator, but it be um, how many fences do I have? How much will that be? How much will like my hair extension cost? Like,
Oh, yeah, that's a
some
really
people
good
don't
one.
post
Yeah.
that. Yeah, some people don't post that in their try to get hair extensions by October. They don't post it in their website. They're like consult with us first.
Yeah, or like
So
a good one is like changing your hair color, right? You go
yeah,
to or changing your style. You go to a hair salon, and now, unfortunately for me, like I don't have the luxury of being able to do that. But I know that many people that do have hair and get their hair cut on a regular basis, especially women, you pay a lot of money for that,
yeah,
right? It's like
yeah.
how much does it cost to get your hair done typically at a salon?
$600,
Holy crap! I mean, for
five
me, it's
hundred,
like,
something like that.
yeah,
It's crazy. It's crazy. But
for
we
me,
do
I
that
swear
only a few months later.
it's like 20 bucks for me. They just go and they just shave my head. Like they just take a clippers and like, and they cut it all
Yeah,
off at once. So that's why I don't shave. Like every like month,
yeah,
I just go and they just take clippers all over my entire head and
yeah,
just burn the whole forest down, right?
yeah.
But no, it's 600 bucks. I mean, that's a serious investment. Uh,
It is, especially for extensions for like balayage, like organic, like that high end treatment. Like they charge a lot, but they don't usually post that on their website. That's a thing. So they
yeah,
usually ask you to be on the spot or like, and then I just like leave. It's just so it's kind of really hard for a customer experience to just like give me the code right now
yep.
or like and I would end it up always as a customer I would always end up to salons that has estimates already. That's what I love.
Yep. And actually, I want to take a really quick tangent. Peter Sela is on this call. Sela is, and I call him Sela because I have known him for probably close to 20 years at this point, maybe like 17 years. And how I know him is he is a fellow Devil Dog. He is a United States Marine and a man that I served with. Very good friend of mine that we recently reconnected. So shout out Semper Fi to Sela. Really great to have you here, brother. And it is an absolute honor to work with you again. It has been many years, but you are still my brother, and I absolutely love you, man. So just wanted to thank you for being here. But all right, so we covered what lead magnets are. We talked a little bit about what makes them different. We've had a lot of questions in the chat. We're going to take a brief pause and see in the chat. Tell me what questions you guys have, if any. Go ahead and drop any questions you have in the chat about what we've covered so far about lead magnets, Lovable, the process, this course. Go ahead and drop really quick questions in the chat. I'll shotgun answer them. Going once, going twice.
I think there's a sort of delay.
Yeah, there is. It's a very brief delay. That's why I'm waiting. All right, but we've got some people. Okay, so our lead magnets, a PDF and a landing page are both. So Ramiro, to answer the question, they are both. So, but a little bit different, right? So what we call dynamic lead magnets, or what we're going to be building today, that's something you can charge for. PDFs are really hard to charge for nowadays because very few people download PDFs from lead magnets. They're just old and a little bit outdated. People don't necessarily have the time anymore. AI generally answers most people's questions, which is why dynamic lead magnets are so important. And to answer Peter's question, absolutely, we're going to show you how to do that today. We're going to get into that a little bit throughout here and kind of build some different lead magnets. Francisco asks, what's an example of an effective lead magnet that I did not expect to perform so well? Ooh, that's a really good question. Probably the hair estimator, actually. That's why we used it as an example. Cersei and I were talking about it pre-call. We were talking about fence estimators and the hair estimator, and I actually built the hair estimator tool in Lovable for a salon in Florida. And the funny part was it was a goofy hair estimator. It wasn't like a traditional hair estimator. It was a designed for putting like wigs on people, essentially, just to capture the lead of what it would look like. And so you could change anybody's hairstyle to anything you wanted, and we're actually going to show you how to do that today. But it was a pretty interesting lead magnet. What we did was they would come in, and you'd be able to upload a photo of somebody, not you or yourself, but you'd be able to upload a photo, and then from uploading the photo, you'd select the hair, and then the next page would be the color, and you'd select the length, right? So you'd select style, color, and length. And at the end, it would ask you for your email and your phone number. And then it would give you the rendered picture and show you what that person looks like. And then you could go and freely change it after that. Well, we were able to see the submissions on the back end, and the amount of men that had like perms and women with buzz cuts and, crazy hairstyles that we found were just hilarious. So we actually used them in a social media campaign with the permission of the uploader and participant, sometimes unwilling. But that we absolutely got permission. But we did use them in social media campaigns to showcase the kind of humor in hairstyles, and it was a really powerful social media campaign that ran for about a year. It was very successful. Got another question. One of the process you created to get from website build contracts from marketing people to 2,500 people on LinkedIn. John, we are absolutely going to cover that in the coming weeks, so make sure and stay tuned. John has a question. I'm not sure if my question is a little too advanced. Is the course going to revolve around offering GHL solutions, or is this going to be more than that? It is going to be way more than that.
Way more.
We're actually going to way more. We're going to very lightly touch on high level. There are some aspects of high level, and I'm obviously wearing a high level shirt. It is no secret that I am a very big fan of high level as a platform. I have not used AI Studio yet. So if Sean or Varun sees this, I apologize. I'm going to be promoting Lovable because I prefer using Lovable at the moment. But we are not going to focus just on the integration or the use of high level. We are actually going to focus more on integrating with high level, and then high level is a totally separate track that, I kind of agree, Pat. I've seen some not great stuff. But we are going to cover more of the external aspects, the things that actually make you money. Because right now, honestly, I think, one of the big challenges is high level is an all-encompassing platform. I'm just going to, address the elephant in the room. It is a really powerful, all-encompassing platform, but it's a very dense market right now. It's very oversaturated, very crowded. So people are having to get creative. And people like Cersei, who are branching out from just using high level, are actually treating high level more as a tool as opposed to an operating system, right? So tell me a little bit about SwiftStream and kind of like what you see when it comes to like, since we already have questions in the chat about high level automations, operations, not using things that cost a lot of money, how to make things more efficient. Tell me about what do you think, like at SwiftStream, you see most people doing with lead magnets and high level? What's kind of that process look like?
So I want to answer Courtney's question about like, will you help us with best practices for integrating Go High Level with our Lovable lead magnets, or just through Go High Level form? This is the most common because I always, when it comes to CRM recommendations, I always recommend Go High Level. Like that's how me and Mario met. It's just that, like, I have my boyfriend who's in the crypto space, and he has a lot of lenders and pages. The only reason, and he has like a white label version of Go High Level. When I looked at it, it was Go High Level. But the reason why he's not using that for his forms and pages is because he wants more of that customized feel. So when it comes to integrating any website, any lead magnet, or anything else, that's where I come into play. I love playing with Go High Level's API, so we can easily integrate that. So that's what I do for SwiftStream, right? Majority of my clients, they use High Level. So I integrate different applications. Like I map out their current operating system, how things work. And then when SwiftStream, we map that out. We have lists of applications that they use, and we integrate that, whether it be from Go High Level, whether it be, let's say they're using JotForm for form applications, they're using their website, or we built a custom website. But in the end, their stack has always been High Level, so their database is very sacred, so we don't touch that. We just add that and integrate that. So essentially, that's what I do with SwiftStream. And yeah, integrating anything with Go High Level, absolutely. You can automate stuff outside and inside High Level. It really depends on the use cases. For if it's marketing, if it's SMS messages, confirmation messages, usually just High Level. But anything that moves the needle outside that application, I go, let's say, end-to-end, make Zapier, or just custom automations itself. That's what I do.
That's cool. That's a really powerful asset for businesses. Peter, focus right now on Lovable. So I'll answer Lionel's question, or Lionel's question. I don't know how to say that. We are going to be specifically talking about we're using Lovable as a tool, and we're not selling Lovable at all.
Yeah.
We're going to use a bunch of different tools throughout this course. And we are going to talk about the marketing and sales component as well. This is, again, a 4-week course, so a 4-week workshop. So it is going to be much, much more than just using Lovable. We're actually going to get into what's called Claude Code.
Yep.
We're going to get into the sales and operations. We're going to get into the back-end components. We're going to get into client acquisition. Absolutely. So we are going to talk about all of those things throughout this. So you have to stay tuned for the entire thing to make sure that you get the most value. We are not vendor locked at all.
Yep.
We are not vendor specific. We're not even vendor sponsored.
Yeah.
So Lovable is not sponsoring or paying us for this or anything else. The only reason that we are sharing our referral codes is to get you free credits so that you don't have to pay for them right out the gate. That is it. We do not support or endorse officially any of the softwares that we use, including but not limited to High Level, Lovable, Claude Code, Cursor, Bolt, or AnyGravity. We are not specific to any platform.
Yeah.
Some of the other things that we're going to cover are the theory behind the psychology of sales, and that's a pretty in-depth session that we're going to do. And the whole point of this, again, everyone, is to make weekend money. And so, Peter, if you are starting with Cursor, I would recommend backing up a little bit and going into Lovable first. Cursor is a lot more complicated, and a kind of like for building lead magnets, it's a little bit more akin to like killing a fly with a nuclear bomb. It's not necessarily the best tool for the thing. You're going to want to use a platform like Lovable. If you prefer other platforms than Lovable, like Base44 or AI Studio, or what's that new one that just came out from ClickFunnels? Man, I can't remember, but something Skill. But if you are, more preferred to one of those platforms, that's totally fine. What we're going to teach you in Lovable is not Lovable specific, guys.
It's the skill.
This is going to be yes, exactly. How to prompt it, how to think about it, what to generate. So we already talked about, what makes a lead magnet. What is a lead magnet? Which is something that captures information and leads and provides value. To answer Ryan Paul's question, AI Studio does not use Lovable as the backend. It is a custom implementation from High Level, which is why it is a skateboard in contrast to the typical High Level, which is what High Level typically does. So it is not a lovable backend. But let's go ahead and I'm going to share my screen and we're going to talk a little bit about the different things in a typical chat interface for something like Lovable, right? So when sharing my screen, you are able to see this is what it looks like when you get logged into Lovable. So this is what you're going to see typically for any different type of system. If you go to Bolt or if you go to Cursor, you're always going to see a chat interface of some sort, and you're going to see projects and historical things that you've built, right? Who here drop a 1 in the chat if you are consider yourself a good prompter, so you're good at building prompts for AI, and drop a 2 in the chat if you've never prompted AI or thought about what you typed in AI other than asking a question. Let's see if we get 1s or 2s. So we got experience for 1, 2 is inexperience with AI.
2, 1s.
Okay, cool.
We have a lot of 1s.
Yep. Oh, we got some 2s too.
Ooh.
So that's totally fine. Yeah, we're going to cover both sides. So Cersei, like what, when we're going to talk to Lovable and we're going to ask it to build us a lead magnet, what kind of things do I need to include like when I ask it? And like, what's kind of the most important part about talking to AI? Like, is there, do we have to talk to it like a robot? Do we talk to it like a child? Do we maybe, are we like detailed or not give it detail, ask it questions? Like, how do we talk to AI in general?
So the best way to talk to AI right now is called intent prompting, where you, instead of telling it, because it usually like a year ago, I would usually just have it step by step. I'd be like, this is what you do, this is what you do, this is what you don't do. What you do is tell it the outcome that you want to have, the context and the outcome that you want to have. The context, let's say we're creating this lead magnet for this business. This, like if you have the website of it, feel free to grab the website. And this is the color palette that we have. This is the front. This is the font. This is the branding. This is what about their business is. And then we're trying to create a lead magnet for that serves this purpose with basically this is what we're trying to capture from them: their name, their email, just giving it context and giving it the prompt must be the outcome of what you want. Context, intent, and outcome. So
you're telling me that I can't just tell it like build me a lead magnet and then it'll build me a lead magnet?
No, because imagine onboarding someone, right? If you onboard someone and be like, hey, just fix my business. It's too broad for AI to know. It doesn't know what company you are working with, doesn't know who you're trying to serve or what that lead magnet will look like. What if like it actually just like ask for your like, what do you call that? Social security number. Because it thinks that it's like, that's extreme. They won't do that, but still, right?
Really?
Yep.
I thought I could have sworn that someone told me that I could just go into ChatGPT or something like that and just tell it to make me something random and it would totally work. But I think what you're saying makes a lot more sense. Like you kind of like talking to a person then.
Yeah.
Like you actually like might need to like give it some information or it might lose. Oops, I accidentally stopped sharing my screen. It might lose like awareness. Because if you told someone like Cersei, like, you don't have children, I don't have children, but I would imagine that like if you told a child to go clean their room, that they would probably go and just like pick up a thing or two and put it in the hamper, like a piece of clothes or two, put it in the hamper and then like be done with it. So it makes a lot of sense that I tell the child, like when you go clean your room, ensure that you pick up the cups off your nightstand, pick up the clothes off your floor, make your bed, right? Like you have to tell them very specific actions you expect them to take. And the same thing has to happen with prompting AI. It's absolutely critical that you give AI the right information. Otherwise, AI has no idea. Yeah, I know, right? Field day. AI has no idea what it should be doing. Yeah, Chris says stuff everything in the closet, right? That's totally me. Like that's why like my partner, she does everything. I don't clean because when she tells me to clean, she's like, go clean your office and I'll bring down like a box of pizza. And she's like, your office isn't clean. And I'm like, what do you mean? I just cleaned my office. Like that was the only thing I considered dirty. And she's like, yeah, what about like the 10,000 Starbucks cups you have all over your, your office? Cause I'm like a Starbucks refresher fiend. But yeah, no, it totally makes sense. So we are in Lovable. We've talked now about prompting and a kind of expectations and things like that. I'm going to go ahead and jump a little bit ahead and really quickly. I'll take about maybe a minute and a half to tell you how you're going to make money from this. So you are going to make money, and you absolutely will make $2,000 to $4,000 a month if you put in the work. And I want to make sure everyone hears that very, very clearly. You have to put in the work.
Yes.
You will not make money just from knowing these skills. In the same way, you cannot make money from going to work and not doing anything.
Yes.
You cannot make money from not going to work, right?
Yes.
So this is going to be work. Budget your time, focus your time, and then when you actually start building these assets, and we're going to create some templates and things like that we're going to share in the community, when you build this stuff, you will have the ability to walk into a business and you can sell some of these lead magnets for up to like $500 a month.
Yes.
And that's recurring revenue. Imagine if you could sell anywhere from $50 to $500 a month in recurring monthly revenue just by spending an hour on Lovable every single Saturday and Sunday. That's all you have to do. Like, that's it. Like, it's not rocket science, guys. Like, you know, I ran this course previously. We ran January to end of February, and the amount of people that I've had reach out and tell me that they are now financially stable and they are establishing wealth as opposed to paying debts is amazing. We know this works. We absolutely know this works.
Yep.
But the thing is, every single one of those people in that community and in this 1,000-person community that we have, they put in the work. So be sure that you are not just learning from us. You are taking the time to give yourself the ability to actually do the work that we suggest. So what we're going to do is we're going to start now, move back into what we were talking about previously, which is prompting and build a lead magnet. Just for a quick time check, we have about 40 minutes left. So we're going to take that 40 minutes and we're going to break that up into probably about 20 to 30 minutes of building this lead magnet, and then we'll do a little bit of question and answer and show and tell.
Yep.
So what would you recommend, Cersei, that I would put in here? So we want to build a lead magnet for changing hairstyles on an uploaded photograph for a hair salon. What kind of things should I put in my prompt? And I'll go ahead and type.
So give it context of that, essentially like the outcome that we want to have and what type of things that we want to capture. At the end of the lead magnet, we want the name, the email, and the number, and also kind of the functionalities of that lead magnet, right? So what do we want that lead magnet to have? We want the user the ability to be like, hey, you can generate what you would look like, let's say for free, any hairstyles. And then for what are the step-by-steps for that generation, right? One is for them to upload a picture. So we want that lead magnet to have the ability to either upload a picture or drag and drop, because a lot of people love drag and drop. And then second is to choose the hairstyle. Second page is like, which hairstyle is this you want? Have the variety of hairstyles. Let's say we only want 5 right now. We want a bob cut. We want a buzz cut. I don't know, like a Brazilian blowout. What else? Just like, those are the 3 that I know. Put in the chat whatever hairstyle that you guys want. Do you guys want to have a mullet? Maybe.
Yeah, put in. Yeah, let's do that. Let's crowdsource some hairstyles, and I'm gonna go ahead and copy them in here. What kind of? Got mohawk.
Mohawk. Yeah. Mohawk.
Okay, mohawk. Yeah, we got. Oh man, we got tons of votes for mohawks.
Okay. Wolf cut. Okay.
What's a wolf cut?
It's like a layered.
I've never heard of that before.
Mohawk.
Oh man, you guys got high and tight. Military. Stacked bob.
Yeah.
Give me a couple more, guys. Couple more. We got buzz cut already. We got an afro.
Ooh, okay. Afro.
An afro is a good one.
Bald.
All right, and taper fade and undercut. All right, we're gonna stop with taper fade and undercut. Taper fade, undercut. All right.
Now for the colors.
Now what we're gonna.
Yeah.
Yep. So we need some colors. So we need to pick a color.
I think this is also going to be like a crowd thing. Just put in rainbow or something.
Oh, we'll just do like
Yeah.
generate, top 10 hair colors diverse.
Yeah.
And then what should number 4 be? Like what happens after they pick a color?
That's where the lead magnet comes in.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so we got the lead capture. And is there any specifics, like should they be able to see before the lead capture, after the lead capture? What do you think, Cersei?
I think for this, they should see it here. Yeah. Because we don't have anything in the back end attached and we can't really, so.
Well, we can save the we can save this in we'll just kind of do it as a demo. So
Yeah.
I think my recommendation would be display after lead capture, because we need to give them a reason to give us that lead, right? So if you give them the picture before you capture the lead, it's kind of like giving someone an experience before they pay for it.
Yeah.
It's not really like you're going to get a lower amount of people, and especially if it's free, right? They have no incentive to pay for it. And realistically, they are paying for something. They're paying for the photograph with the copy of their email, phone number, and name.
Yeah.
So it is an exchange with the currency, right? Your contact information and your eyeballs are a currency, and that's a really important concept for people to pay attention to.
Yeah.
A blurry image, like it's still loading. I actually really love that. So we are going to change this to display blurred image of result to incentivize.
Yeah, and I just want to add value into that as well. Like that's what I mean initially by we're providing value. What value are we providing in this lead magnet? It's the experience before them exchanging their information for the results. So providing value upfront is the purpose of lead magnets, and then that's where kind of the transaction comes in, and they get the results for free, no monetary value, right? So that's a whole concept of lead magnet.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good point. We're doing an exchange of value, not just currency, but an exchange of value.
Yes.
All right, so we've got so far that we are building a lead magnet for a hair salon. We want to capture a name, email, and phone number, and we have what the lead magnet should have. So again, this lead magnet we're building, guys, you could probably sell this for about $99 a month to a salon. So when you think about like making $2,000 to $4,000 a month, if you get 5 salons, 10 salons, you're pretty far up into your ability to make that kind of money simply by, and it's recurring too. So this isn't something that you're going to sell once, because you are going to incur some fees from Lovable for hosting it. You still have to maintain and provide those lead records to somewhere. You potentially want to sell them high level, things like that. So you absolutely will want to make this a recurring monthly revenue so that you get paid. We call it mailbox money, right? Where you don't have to do anything and you just get paid.
Yes.
And mailbox money, guys, is the best kind of money to have. My mailbox money pays all of my bills. Cersei, do you have any like affiliate commissions that you get or anything like that?
No.
Oh man, we're gonna change that.
Yep.
We're gonna start using your affiliate links.
I'm gonna start creating content again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I like candidly, not bragging. This is not a brag at all, because I am. I always tell people I'm not wealthy. I have enough, and that's like I have enough to sustain my lifestyle. I have enough to be happy, to take care of my dog, to take care of my house. Wealth is and being rich and things like that are kind of a construct, not I guess they're a result, but they're not really a feeling that you get. You can't really define like being rich or being wealthy, but you can define having enough.
Yes.
Like you personally can define having enough. So drop enough in the chat if you are if you would be interested in having enough, if in feeling like, by going through this course that you were able to have what you wanted, the lifestyle that you wanted. You were able to pay your kids tuition, like I saw Joa say earlier, or Joa say earlier. If you could afford to go out to eat when you wanted to go out to eat, or go on
Yes.
vacation when you want to go on vacation, that is enough,
Yes.
right? That is the most important thing in the world, and it's what makes happiness. Like they say that money and being rich doesn't make you happy. They're absolutely right.
Yes.
It does not make you happy. I know so many wealthy and rich people, self-described wealthy and rich people, that are not happy. I don't know, I think, anybody off the top of my head that has enough that is unhappy. And the reason why is because that feeling of comfort and stability and security is what makes you happy. So it's not the money that, like, more money that will make you happy so much as it is having enough. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that, again, our goal of this course is to make you, that $2,000 to $4,000 a month in mailbox money, or even a weekend. And we want to make sure that you have enough.
Yes.
So let's get everyone there. Next, is there anything other context that we should include in the in Lovable? Like, should we maybe tell it to give us a lead portal, like with an admin login? Would that be useful?
I don't see the point of an admin portal here, but
Good point.
what I do would want is some sort of a design, usually, because like
Okay, so what kind of design would we want?
So like, let's say the background is like salon equipments. Let's say there's scissors.
Okay.
There's like kind of a color palette, just like a palette of color artistic stuff going on. So usually I just come in with a design idea of,
Okay.
Say, what's the name of the salon? Let's say it's Marcy. Mercy? Was that the thing?
Yeah. All right. So we're going to do the name of the salon for lead magnet is Mercy. Mercy Salons. So for those of you that don't know, Mercy, my friend Zuber made this. Mercy is a combination of Mario and Cersei, so we call us our team Team Mercy.
Mercy.
All right, so let's see. We got bright, beautiful colors, equipment like scissors and combs. What other kind of like style aspects should I give it? Are there like specific colors that represent a brand that I should use, or should we kind of make it more generic?
Let's do generic for now because we don't have a website for whatever. Usually, like the thing is, usually with businesses, this is important. Like they usually must have a website or like their Instagram, right? Their Instagram, you just literally, like, what's Lovable is really good at, you can add in attachments. Let's say you like this design of this salon, you screenshot that, paste that here, and then you can just get the color palette from there, or the design. So usually the design, you just go on. It's usually a rabbit hole for me. So this is going to generic is like enough for now.
So, okay. So we, well, actually that brings up a really good point, Cersei. Businesses that don't have websites and that don't have lead captures on, face shape should actually absolutely be considered. So let's do some, and then I'll continue what I was saying before, but we'll do considerations. Take into consideration the face shape, facial hair, and other aspects of the photo to make this hyper realistic. Okay, so what I was saying earlier is that businesses that don't have websites, Google business profiles, that don't have lead magnets, that don't show a phone number anywhere, that don't have a good way to contact them, they are premium options for getting leads. What would you say are like other key indicators when you're working with, or potentially working with a business, you're looking for leads, Cersei? What would you say are like key indicators of a business that needs help?
So one, definitely businesses that doesn't have any website, and then usually it's for me, because I do ops. Usually I have my ICP already, this ideal client profile already established. But usually business who
Uh-huh.
needs help are the one doesn't have. That's the first key indicator. The one who doesn't have lead magnets. People, a lot of people, they have like, for example, I have a client that it has a website, and they're like a luxury throne furniture company in like the US. They don't have a lead magnet at all. Most of their inquiries are on Facebook, and there's no way, like, they've been running business for years, and they're asking like, how do we market ourselves in email? Like, email marketing is really good for businesses as well, but they can't have any because they don't have the database of the clients that they served. So lead magnet is number
Right.
one. It's like the best, like selling point initially. If you see a website, they don't have contact us here or submit. It's just like a very generic. Just give me your information without an exchange of value first, like, exchange of an experience, exchange of a result. That is the key indicator. Lead magnets, then websites. That's usually like the most common that I see. What else? But yeah, I think
Yeah.
those two are the most common.
Yep, that is absolutely true. And the other thing that I'd like to, people are like, well, I don't want to like, go like cold calling on businesses, and I don't want to and let's go ahead and kick this off while we're talking, but people are like, I don't want to go in cold calling businesses. I don't want to have to, cold pitch when I'm on site. I don't want to, do these things. One of the number one ways that I learned to get business in AI and technology in general, even outside of AI and technology, is let's do Shaw 11. Let's answer these questions really quick. Give me 1 second. Cloud database, unlimited changes. Okay. And that's just answering those questions that it asks you. So it's very, very simple. When it asks you questions, just go with the recommendations. But what I was saying is, listening is like the number one way to get leads. And everyone says, "Oh, I have to have a lead strategy. I have to, cold call. I need to get warm leads, and like, who do I buy leads from?" Like, who here wants to know? Go ahead and drop a $sign in the chat. Who here wants to know how I got all of my leads for my creative agency and built a multi-million dollar creative agency over the course of 10 years? Who wants to know the secret to that? From scratch, guys, like no experience, no marketing background, nothing. Okay, so we got some people that are interested. So I built a multi-million dollar creative agency and SaaS agency with High Level over the course of about a decade. And I did so with one secret, one like super, super, super important rule: being authentic. And for me, being authentic meant that I didn't have to run ads. So my secret was actually not running ads. Now, running ads is totally fine. Running ads is amazing. That worked. We ran ads for a lot of businesses. We managed like massive, massive tens of millions of dollars in advertising funds across Google and Facebook over the course of that 10 years. But for our business specifically, the way we did what's called bootstrapping, which means that we built our business without any external capital influence. So we didn't get investments or anything like that, right? The way that we built that without advertisements was by listening. And my one rule in being authentic with one of my rules in being authentic with my staff and my sales team and everything like that was that you had to listen to everything that everyone said before you spoke. And you had to really process and think, how can I help this person? Because of that, we were able to grow into this massive agency, right? So all of these people that are trying to build these cookie cutter agencies that are quick money, things like that. The reason that they fail is because they're not authentic and they don't listen. They run a bunch of ads and then they have high churn. But building things like this, where a business owner will say in casual conversation, like, Cersei, how many times have you been to the salon and your stylist says, man, like business is so slow.
Hmm. I had
Have
that when
you
I was
ever
in
experienced
Dubai.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. And
And
you'll see that all the time and hear that a lot. So what did you do about their business being slow, Cersei?
the thing is, I opted in with like my AI account, and they initially told me like my business is going slow, and I did it like, I told them like I do AI, and they're like, yeah, I saw your story, and then I just came in and be like, yeah, usually it's this is how I found you. Maybe if you optimize more here, and then we just like it was just like it wasn't about selling something. It was more about like really understanding their business. Because think about it, these founders are human, right? They go
Yeah.
into like every single one, like, they work hard for their company, and just really seeing it and really listening instead of like seeing it as a transaction, like a human to human conversation. What does that look like in your daily needs? Like your daily life. What does your business look like? Like when you wake up, when you go to dinner, you always check your KPIs, like all your stats for your business, right? And just like having that really genuine connection with someone, they will tell you everything that they think they're missing in their business, or they have a problem. Let's say, we get a lot of inquiries, but none of them seem to come in and come into our shop.
Right.
The most common problem is their responses are late, and the people who are interested in their business already went to the competitor. That's one of the most common problems in service businesses. So really just like seeing them more of as like a human, really, like, someone who's running a business, it's really hard, right? So
Yeah.
just, yeah, 100% on just listening and curiosity. That's everything that you need.
Huh. Yeah, I would totally agree. And we actually have a really good question that kind of tails off this. And it's Kelly Bass. And she is also a really good friend of mine. And she is saying that she is not concerned about leads. She's concerned about fulfillment. I get involved and want to help more. So scope creep has eaten me alive.
Mm.
Oh man. Ooh,
Ooh, I
that hits home.
me too.
Oh, scope creep is terrible. It's like it's worse than like waking up on Christmas and Santa doesn't come. Like scope creep is like a horrible feeling because you feel trapped. Like, you feel like you have to help, like you want to help more, and the client's asking for it, and you just have to do it, and like, you just you let it happen essentially. So what do you do to like what is scope creep? Why don't you explain that really quick, Cersei?
Oh, I have dealt with this so many times. Basically, scope creep is how I did it is like they're asking for more, essentially, than what you offered to provide. And the key foundations, like, trust me, I am like not a people pleaser, but when I know I can do it, I would gladly do it. Like 100%. Like that's what I've been working on for like a few months ago, but that led to burnout. So having really
Yep.
good communications with your client, having first of all contracts in place, already tracking that like, hey, this is what this project is for. Anything outside of that, I will say no to and decline because that's out of scope. Just really client communication is very very important. That's also being authentic, right? This is what I'm going to do for you, this is what we agreed on, and anything out of that I can, but I won't, right? Because
Absolutely.
essentially what you're protecting here is yourself. Like your biggest asset, yeah, let's say AI aside, right? Your biggest asset is yourself. It's your energy, it's your time, and it's the people that you want to work with. So you want to protect that as much as possible. And this is coming from someone who has almost every single client at that time getting scope creeped a lot, like
Yep.
really a lot. And that led me to
Yep.
burnout, and that led me to just like pausing for a while and, touching grass. Like you have to protect your energy, you have to protect and just yourself with that, and just focus on the contract and what you're trying to deliver for that project.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point. And I think, what you just defined, Cersei, is called productizing your offer.
Yes.
And I think, what a lot of people that are in this chat that I'm watching, like Kim and Kelly and some of these other people, and like Kelly said, what if they're willing to pay? That's a separate contract.
Yes.
That's a separate engagement. If they are willing to pay, there's no problem with doing work for money. And there's no problem with expanding your offer based on someone being willing to compensate you for the time that you invest in working with them. What there is something wrong with is you giving your time away for free.
Yes, 100%.
And so by productizing your offer and having no scope creep, by making sure that you have defined contracts and things like that, even if, like, so Kim's question or Kim's response, let me scroll up a little bit, was when you're self-employed, it is easy to get sucked into providing more services and more for less. I got a question for you, Kim. Like, and Peter said, unfortunately, yes, since I'm doing DoorDash on a needs basis, takes gas maintenance on a truck, and those do orders. Quick question for you guys. In accepting more for less, if you spent a little bit more time and trusted the process of confidently charging your worth on a regular basis, and not overinflating it, not exaggerating, but confidently charging what you believe is the true value for the services, do you think that you will make more or less money? Drop it in the chat. Do you think you will make more or less money if you confidently charge for your services? And I will answer that question very poignantly with examples. Cool. More. Exactly. This is the answer to scope creep.
Yes.
Right there. You will make more money if you charge. And actually, I think Bridget is floating around in this group somewhere, like has this on in the background. So Bridget is actually one of my coaches and mentors and a very good friend of mine, Bridget Bartlett. I encourage that you follow her on Facebook and YouTube. Again, that's Bridget. I will put in the chat. Bridget Bartlett. Make sure, yep, there she is. Make sure and follow her on YouTube and on Facebook. You can look her up. Bridget, if you want to drop your social links, that's totally fine. But one of the things that I struggle with is charging what I'm worth.
Mm-hmm.
I know, just like Cersei, that I love helping people. And I will help every single person that I can find for free. I am the worst person about charging people. If I can do it like now where I have enough, that's totally okay. When you're broke and you are eating ramen because you can't afford more than $3 for your meal, that's a little bit of a different story. When you are door dashing and things like that for money, that is a totally different thing than being able to offer that when you have enough. So when you don't have enough, you need to charge your worth, because if you don't, what you end up doing is the diminishing return. So the lower return for added things that you're doing, that begins to eat into like a debt almost in time, right? So you start it's a self-fulfilling thing that happens to everybody when they do this. But essentially what happens is you start expending more time to do more services for less money. And then you, again, because you're spending more time, you may need more resources and things like that. But on top of that, you are getting less money. You still need the original amount of money, and you keep scrambling. It's like a hamster wheel that you can't get off, right? And that's a really horrible feeling, especially as an adult, is that hamster wheel of, needing to pay your bills, but not being able to do so, but having your time constantly occupied. The only way to fix that is to stop.
Yeah.
Full stop. Like, to break the cycle immediately and say, okay, how can I reassess where I am at? How can I stop what I'm doing and move forward in the correct path? So for those of you that are feeling like scope creep is okay, and you don't, you charge less for more because you're self-employed and stuff like that, you will invariably find that it is a true fact that if you stop doing that immediately and start charging what you are worth, you are going to, yes, probably be a little bit late on some bills.
Yeah.
You are probably, yes, going to have to make some sacrifices in the short term, but you will never get out of that cycle unless you break it. So we just let's go back into um can you guys see the whole screen? I don't know. Okay, perfect. So now we have the site and we have all of that. Let's look at the lead
Ooh.
magnet we have right here. So this is beautiful. How long did that take us, guys? That was about 15 minutes, everyone. 15 minutes to achieve something that I can now go and sell for $100 a month. Who could use an extra $100 a month? And what would you do with that $100 a month? 10 minutes. What would you do for that $100? What would you do with that $100 a month if you had it, Cersei?
Dude, like,
What would you buy? What would you order?
I live in Bangkok, so I'm gonna go out like every single weekend. I'm gonna go to like restaurants and like, you know, like treat like my friends and stuff.
Yeah.
But not just like, we're not limited to just $100. If I sell this like 10 businesses, how much is that, right? So this having that extra bucks.
Yeah. Man, that's $1,000. So you said you could sell this to 10 businesses, you know, in like a couple days for 10 minutes of work.
Yeah.
Then that's $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Right.
And not only that, right? It's like, how many businesses are there in the entire world? This is what's good about internet money, is that you can sell this to people in the US, sell this to like in your local area. If you're like, you know, from the Philippines, from Thailand, like all these things, you can sell the same product literally online. So it's not just 10 people, let's say 100, you know, it's a lot.
Huh. That's actually a really good point. You can absolutely sell this internationally, and you can sell this very easily for $100 a month, even $50 a month, right?
Yeah.
If there are no limits, like Peter just said, if there are no limits to what you can do with it, and you've created a product, an asset, right? If you have the time that you invest, again, you have to invest your time. You will have to do the work. And I'll answer Kim's question of how do you take it to launch or sell here in a minute. But if you take the time to invest that time, or if you invest that time into doing the work and you actually do the work, you will 100% make money from it. There is no reason why anyone should ever work for free. I have a very hard rule in my life, and a lot of people don't like it. And this is going to be something that, you know, all of you may not be able to do. Whether it be situational or whether it be you know, a personal preference or something like that. One of the hard rules I have in my life is I do not give away my time for free, ever. I, in some way, shape, or form, in my brain, in my mentality, I will absolutely charge for every moment that I am awake. And I consider myself a billable asset to, like, or my actions billable to myself as well. That mentality, that change in mindset of switching to making yourself a billable asset and making your time billable to all people in your life is a very different way of thinking, and it will absolutely yield you success. The reason why, and I'll explain this and then we'll go into actually testing this lead magnet before we wrap up in questions. But the reason why it will change your life and what it will do and what you should be thinking about is everybody provides, every interaction in life is an exchange of value of some type.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you, like, I'm giving away this course for free. Cersei and I are giving away this course for free, and we are investing our time. So that's a product, right? Our time is a product. We can't get it back. We are giving it away to the people that watch this video. We are investing our time, selling our time by getting a return in value. And some people are like, well, it's free. What value are you getting from it? You're not getting money, right? The value we are getting is satisfaction and happiness.
100%.
And that is a genuine currency exchange.
And the most
We feel
important
good.
is opportunities.
Yep, exactly. And this is a totally different way of thinking, but it will completely change how you kind of run your life. When you think of everything that you do, does it does it provide a net positive value interaction for my life? So that could be, is the food, you pay money for the food, you're giving a currency for, a physical currency for a value of sustenance and nourishment. You are getting when you go to the hair salon, you are getting a exchange of monetary currency for, your hair, for looking beautiful, for not just cutting your hair, because your hair realistically doesn't need to be cut ever. Like, the Neanderthals never cut their hair, but what you're getting is that satisfaction of looking beautiful,
Yeah.
and that confidence that you get from that haircut. So you have to start changing how you operate, and that will absolutely yield success. So stop doing what you are offering yourself for cheap, because you're not cheap. You are owed in life what you deserve. Everyone in life is owed what they deserve,
Yes.
or what they deserve. All right, so let's test this lead magnet. So I have picked a trusty friend of mine. Unfortunately, he's about to get very, very angry or laugh. Trusty friend of mine to be our guinea pig for this purpose. And let's see how that goes. And I'm absolutely going to scroll down the page, and we can see here that we have selected a person in our group chat. So I've actually selected Mr. Peter Sela. This is an old photo of him from when he was in the military. Peter, I know, can take a joke. So this will be up, and we've got votes for Froze already. Froze and Mohawks. Let's take a look here. We've got some different options. So let's do an afro, and let's make it a rose violet afro and see what that looks like. Now, you saw that whole process, right? It's very key to lead magnets, is it's very, very simple. Okay, so that whole process took about 10 seconds to select the options and come down here to style their hair. Now, there's a little lock symbol. It's styling their hair. We got a loading icon in the background, and let's pray to gosh that this works.
Yep.
And while we do that, okay, so we have it worked. Oh, wow. Peter, I think you're going to look pretty beautiful. Let me go ahead and put in my information. And this is my real information, everybody. So if you want to spam me or anything else, it's totally fine. I have AI tied to all of my communication stuff, so no worries. But I'm going to go ahead and unlock my new look, and let's see what it does. Ooh. There is Mr. Peter Sela with a pink afro.
Even the generation is like on point. You can tell.
Oh, dude, it's Lovable's image generation is phenomenal. And to answer Edward's question of if the salon sells wigs, can we import the actual wig images to have the prospect try on 100%? Yep. You simply use this upload icon over here. And you would be able to add different references and attachments and things like that.
That's actually a smart idea.
Like, yeah, that's a really good idea. And you can upload like a lookbook. You can upload like, the hairstylist, like proprietary styles, things like that. I want to see what he looks like with a Brazilian blowout. And we'll just give it a second here. But, feel free to ask any questions. We got about 6 minutes left on this live stream while we see what Peter Sela looks like with a Brazilian blowout. Just to summarize, while you guys are asking any questions you have in the chat, we covered today how to build and sell a lead magnet. Now, in our next session, ooh, I love it. He kind of looks like Chris Stone, actually. Like that legitimately looks like Chris Stone. Ryan Paul asked a question. What about token use, and how do we assign payment for credits for the customers? So by selling it for like $99 a month, you're probably never going to hit the point where it is not a net positive in profit, especially if you sell it to multiple people. But what I will say is that, so I wouldn't worry about the token usage and image generation costs for reasonable traffic businesses. Now, if you're going to sell this lead magnet to the #1 salon in Miami, and you ask them and they say, I get 1 million visitors a month to my website, you need to jack up the price and figure that out before you sell it to them. You need to be smart about doing business and smart about taking our advice. you absolutely do not want to just follow verbatim. And so, Peter, when you say, how can this be a recurring thing? You're selling it for $99 per month. That's $99 per month. Sassos asked, will you teach how to approach them, how to put this up on their website and connect it to everything? Absolutely. Yes, we are going to talk about how do we market the lead magnet? How do we sell it to people? We are going to cover that in our next session. So we will get into building our own lead magnets and our own setup in kind of like micro SaaS for these dynamic lead magnets. And again, this 4-week course, the whole purpose is weekend money. We are going to take you from 0 weekend money to $2,000 to $4,000 a month, or $2,000 to $4,000 a weekend, whatever, however much effort you put in. And we are going to do that by building your entire system together. You can follow along, you can skip ahead, whatever you want to do. We do have in the community quite a bit of members, so ask questions in the community. People will jump in and help. John, these courses are every Wednesday at 10 a.m. and they are weekly. One thing that I would like to mention is we are expanding our sessions on Monday and Fridays to start, and those will be a little bit of an upcharge for $47 a month. You will get 2 additional sessions that will cover quite a bit more than what we are covering here. They are going to be designed to establish you as an AI forward agency or AI forward business, helping small to medium-sized businesses, even enterprises, grow and up-level your income. So, Cersei, any kind of final thoughts?
Yeah, so in that session, basically everything that I did for my agency, every framework that I have, that's the expansion of that. So it's definitely more in depth for sure. And there's going to be touching frameworks that's outside AI, but it's AI forward. Exactly what Mario
Perfect.
said. So yeah.
Yep. And for Sasso, that it works for anybody all over the world.
Yes.
Lovable is translatable. For anybody else that is asking, that expanded course is going to include resources and everything else, from online courses to one-on-one time potentially with Cersei and I, as availability permits. It includes custom channels within the community where you get more of like a small group mastermind feeling. Again, it is only $47 a month. It does help support us, but you are welcome to stay on the free plan or free community, where we will do this every single Wednesday until we drop. So let's make this a thing. Invite your friends to the community and let's make this happen. Cool. All right. Thanks, guys.